In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon, and a mouse, and a picture of us.
And there was a telephone and two little kittens and a pair of mittens.
There was a telephone and a red balloon,
Mouse.
and a mouse,
And a comb and a brush and a bowl and a comb and a brush and a bowl and a comb and a brush and a bowl and a bowl
And a young mouse, and a young mouse, and a young Hush.
over the moon.
Over the moon. Good night. Good night. Good night.
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 Night. Night. Night. Night. Night. Night. Good night.
Bears.
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 And the red who was whispering. Hush. And the red balloon. And
Good night.
and red and red and red
Green and green and green and green and green and green and green room.
clocks.
Good night, no house. Good night, mouse.
Quiet. And a quiet. And a
And
picture.
good night to the old lady
Picture.
whispering.
Whispering.
Good night, stars. Hush.
Whispering hush.
Good night, noises. Hush everywhere.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, comb. Good night. And good night. Good night. And good night. And good night, brush.
Oh.
Noises. Noises.
Buddy.
Noises. Noises.
Stars.
Noises.
Good night. Good
Noises.
night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Whisper. Ring. Ring.
In a great green room, there was a
little
telephone.
toy house.
Ring.
There was a telephone.
Ring.
Great green room, there was a telephone.
Good night,
Green
Ellen.
room, there was a
Good night,
telephone.
moon. Good night,
And
cow.
a little toy
Jumping over
house.
the moon.
Night.
Good night, home, nobody.
Night. Cold.
Good night, little house. And
Sitting.
Good
Hush.
night.
Brush. Sitting. Sitting. Stars. Sitting.
Full
Stars.
of mud.
What's much? What's much? What's much?
Mush.
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 In the great green room, there was a telephone, and a red balloon, and a picture of
And a
the cow
picture
jumping over the
of
moon.
Good
the
night.
cow jumping over.
Sitting on
Nobody.
Noises everywhere.
and a pair of mittens,
Toy house.
and a little toy house,
Little
and a
toy
young
house.
mouse,
Little
and a
mouse.
comb and a
Mouse.
brush,
Kitten.
Mouse.
and a
What do you think
Mouse.
he's looking at?
Mouse. Mouse.
The sky. And what else is there in the sky?
Moon.
The moon.
I'm sorry.
The stars in the sky.
I'm sorry.
The stars in the sky.
Good night.
Good night, cow.
The stars.
Good night, mouse.
Cow jumping over the moon.
Good night, stars.
The stars in the sky.
I'm sorry.
The stars in the sky.
I'm sorry.
The stars in
Good
the
night.
sky.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm
No,
sorry.
good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Noise. Good night.
No. Buddy, good night.
Moo.